Several governors, represented by the association APPSI, visited the finance ministry last week to contest the planned 2026 regional transfer envelope of roughly 650 trillion rupiahs, a significant drop from this year's level. The ministry argues that this rebalancing is part of a tighter fiscal framework designed to push for effectiveness and align with national priorities, all while keeping macroeconomic discipline intact. However, regional leaders have warned about the serious impact on cash flow, from teacher salaries to health operations and infrastructure maintenance. The palace, through the state secretariat, has now stepped in to keep the talks constructive and prevent a zero-sum fight between Jakarta and the provinces. Over the next few days, working teams are expected to re-examine the distribution formula, especially for revenue sharing funds or DBH, and the phasing of any cuts. The central question remains how to implement any budget trims without prompting abrupt fee hikes and service disruptions at the local level. From Jakarta, the Media Publikasi News team reports for What's Up Today. The victim, identified by local media as Angga Bagus Perwira, was pronounced dead after collapsing at school. Police in Grobogan said 9 people, including the victim's classmates and several school staff members, have been questioned as part of the inquiry. Meanwhile, forensics experts at RSUD Dr. R. Sujati Purwodadi conducted an autopsy to determine the precise cause of death. Early notes cited by regional outlets mention coagulated blood in the head area, consistent with a severe impact, although a final forensic conclusion has not yet been publicly released. Family members have urged a thorough and transparent probe, demanding appropriate action if an assault is proven. Authorities have mapped the timeline of events, performed a scene examination, and indicated the potential suspects may be identified once the forensic and witness evidence aligns. The case has stirred broader concerns about campus safety and anti-bullying enforcement, with education officials expected to review school protocols on reporting, supervision, and conflict mediation. From Grobogan, the Media Publikasi News team reports for What's Up Today. The allegation surfaced this weekend when a worker identified as MJ reported to North Bogor police that she had been ordered to perform 300 squat jumps and was then moved into a locked room in the facility's Block C. Her legal companion says at least 2 other former workers have described similar treatment. As news of the allegation spread, local residents gathered outside the facility on Friday night, demanding accountability from the management. Police were present to keep the situation contained and urged the crowd to let investigators do their work. On Sunday, it was reported that 10 workers from Nusa Tenggara Timur have been relocated to a safe house in Cibinong for their protection and for psychological support. Advocates say this step was taken after multiple testimonies about physical punishments emerged. The safe house move is designed to reduce pressure on potential witnesses as police take formal statements this week. Bogor officials are now expected to coordinate with Labor and Social Affairs offices to review the facility's licensing and operating procedures. If the findings confirm unlawful confinement and corporal punishment, charge would include maltreatment under the Criminal Code. From Bogor, the Media Publikasi News team reports for What's Up Today. Witness account described an early morning quarrel around 7:30 a.m. involving residents with competing claims tied to tourist jeep operations. The argument quickly escalated into physical attacks. The local hospital in Bangli confirmed that 2 victims arrived already deceased shortly after 9:20 a.m., while another person was hospitalized with serious injuries. Police in Kintamani and Bangli say investigators have secured the area and are now questioning all involved parties, with at least one suspect already detained as the probe moves forward. Officials indicated the trigger was a land use dispute linked to the growing jeep tour traffic, which has become a major source of income, and now tension in the highlands. Authorities have urged residents to let investigators work and to avoid any retaliatory acts while the facts are established and charges are prepared. From Bangli, the Media Publikasi News team reports for What's Up Today. On Sunday night, local residents converged on the Lumajang police headquarters after word spread that a villager connected to a cattle theft case had died. Multiple short videos posted on social platforms show pushing, shouting, and thrown objects outside the compound. This post framed the anger as a direct response to a death allegedly linked to police handling. Though none of the clips provides a complete timeline of events. The context here is important. Police in Lumajang have recently announced several arrests in cattle theft cases, an issue that keeps emotions high in rural corridors where livestock represents a family's capital. This history of both crime and enforcement may explain some of Sunday's friction, a community already primed by frequent thefts, now hearing that a death has occurred under unclear circumstances. As of this hour, no detailed official chronology has been released pinning down the exact cause of death, the time the individual was in custody, or the sequence of the crowd's formation. Without that official timeline, viral claims and rumors are filling the void. Police will need to present verifiable facts and forensic steps to cool the temperature. From Lumajang, the Media Publikasi News team reports for What's Up Today. What's new here is where these buses will run and who built them. Road 2A stitches East and West Jakarta together, passing through key hubs like Balai Kota and Grogol. It is one of the most practical cross-corridor links for daily commuters. Moving locally built e-buses onto this route would put Indonesian assembly directly in front of the city's mainstream ridership, rather than limiting them to trial lanes only. This turn to locally built units is not starting from zero. In 2022, Transjakarta signed an MOU to test a domestically assembled electric bus on an in-corridor service, marking the first local product to carry paying riders inside the BRT network. Subsequent rollouts have lifted the electric share of the fleet to hundreds of units. If the road to a deployment proceeds, riders can expect quieter coaches and lower tailpipe emissions in dense segments around Senen and Gambir. For the transport system, the real win is industrial, sustained orders let local manufacturers scale up and raise domestic content levels. From Jakarta, the Media Publikasi News team reports for What's Up Today. The complaint came directly from the head of the athletics committee at the track on Sunday. He said that while the registration desk and call rooms were staffed and the athletes were ready, the official district escorts were largely missing. He framed it as a credibility issue. How can you demand discipline from teenagers when the adults responsible for them fail to show up? His words reference a specific instruction given during Saturday's opening ceremony, where the mayor of Medan told all sub-district heads to be present and motivate their athletes throughout the event, not just during the opening parade. Porcot 15 is substantial city-level meet with over 3,600 athletes from 21 districts competing across 25 sports. That skill requires serious coordination. When coordinators are absent, Minor issues like a lost bib number or a late warm-up can become major competitive disadvantages for a young athlete. The tone from the field is not punitive, but pleading. Show up. Athletes always notice who is on the fence line when they step onto the track. From Medan, the Media Publikasi News team reports for WhatsApp Today.